Okay, so let's have lesson number 3 of complex analysis. Let's discuss complex plane and modulus. Okay, so sa complex plane, yung complex number natin, so let's write the standard form. So punta tayo dun sa standard form ng complex number. Ang standard form niya ay z equals x plus iy, right? Okay. Yung standard form na yan, so pwede natin yan ilagay or isulat as a coordinate ng complex plane. So pwede natin siyang isulat as an ordered pair, x, y, where x is the first coordinate and then y as the second coordinate of the complex plane. So meaning, katulad na lang dun sa real number system, kung ang real numbers, so pwedeng meron siyang one-to-one correspondence doon sa Cartesian plane. So bawat point sa Cartesian plane or rectangular plane ay may corresponding ordered pairs of real numbers. So ganun din sa complex numbers. Okay? So meron siyang one-to-one correspondence sa point ng sa bawat point ng complex plane natin. Okay, so ano ba itsura ng complex plane? So sa complex plane, meron tayong tinatawag na itong x-axis, ito yung magiging real axis natin. Okay? Tinawag siyang real axis kasi yung mga values ng real part, so dun siya base sa horizontal. Meaning, pag positive yung real part sa right side. Okay, tuloy na natin. Gawin na natin ganyan. Okay. So, yan. So, kapag positive yung real part, right side siya. Pag negative yung real part, dito din sa left side. So, same lang sa Cartesian plane. And then, ito namang y, ito yung magsisilbing imaginary axis. Para siyang sa Cartesian plane na mayroong x-axis, y-axis. So, dito, real axis and then imaginary axis. For example, kung ipa-plot natin yung z equals 3 minus 2i. Sa complex plane or sa coordinate, magiging ano siya? 3, negative 2. Ipa-plot lang natin siya, tatlo dito, and then sa baba. Okay, ito na yung 3, negative 2, or sa standard form ng complex number, this corresponds to 3 minus 2i. Ganun lang kasimple. Okay? And then, aside from representing a certain complex number as a point sa complex plane, so pwede rin natin i-represent ang complex number as a vector. Okay? Halimbawa, parang ganito. Okay? Ito yung terminal point ng ating vector. Okay? So, z equals x plus i, y. So, ang initial point natin ay origin para naka-standard position siya. Ito yung magiging vector natin. Okay? Z equals x plus i, y. So, itong z na to, ito yung ating position vector. Okay? So, same sa real numbers, pwede siyang i-represent as a point sa Cartesian plane, as a complex plane. And then, pwede rin siyang i-represent as a vector. Okay? And then, since nare-represent niya, or pwede siyang i-represent as a vector, merong magnitude or merong length ito, usually denoted by r, or pwede ring absolute value of z. Okay? So, yan yung magnitude. Now, paano naman kunin yung magnitude ng ating vector na yan? Doon papasok yung modulus. Okay? Punta tayo doon sa modulus. Okay. the modulus of a complex number z equals x plus iy is the real number z equals square root of x squared plus y squared. It is also called the absolute value of z. So kapag pinahanap halimbawa, ano yung absolute value ng isang complex number, modulus ang hinahanap doon. Okay? And another interpretation sa modulus, siya din yung ating length ng vector when we represent the complex number as a vector. Okay? So, i-discuss natin further yung about dyan sa kapag nandun na tayo sa polar coordinates or polar form ng complex number. Kung meron tayong standard form, merong polar form. Okay? Proceed tayo sa example. Okay, halimbawa, meron tayong let's say we have okay, so let's continue. So let's say we have number 1, z equals 2, -3. So let's say this is a complex number, no? Okay. Now, ano yung modulus niya? So yung modulus niya, kukunin lang natin yung, kukopyahin lang natin yung formula nito. Bali, magiging square lang ng first coordinate, so 2 squared, plus square lang din ng second coordinate. Okay? So yun lang yun. Square root of 4 plus 9, that is square root of 13. So yan lang yung ating modulus. Okay, number 2. How about z equals -9i? So kapag ganyan naman yung given, okay, wait. So pag ganyan naman yung given, ang modulus niya is square root of walang real part, so 0 lang yon, plus square nito 81, so that is simply positive 9. Parang kinuha mo lang yung absolute value ng imaginary part. Kaya nga sinabi siyang absolute value z. So since we're talking about absolute value of z, take note that modulus must be always positive. Okay. Next, number 3. Let's say meron tayong dalawang complex number. Z1 equals 2 plus I, and then Z2 equals, well, let's say 1 minus I. Kunin natin yung modulus ng Z1 plus Z2. Okay. So, madali lang yan. Ipagpa-plus mo lang yung nasa loob. Okay, ano ba yung Z1? 2 plus I. Ano yung Z2? 1 minus I. So, 2 plus I plus 1 minus I. So, ano to? 2 plus 1, 3. Modulus ng 3. And then, I minus I, 0. So, 3 na lang yung natira or simply 3. Yan na yung modulus. Okay? Next, number 4. How about, let's say, meron tayong Z equals A plus 3I. We don't know what is the value of A here, but let's say, alam natin kung ano yung modulus. Ang modulus ng Z is square root of 13. Ang hahanapin naman natin, ano yung real part. Okay, find A. Okay. Ganun pa rin, i-apply pa rin natin yung formula. Ang modulus equals yung real part, square ng real part, square ng imaginary part. Ano ba yung modulus niya? Square root of 13. Equals square root of, ano yung real part? Hindi natin alam. Basta A lang. So, A squared. Square ng imaginary part, that is 3 squared or simply 9. Okay? Magkamukha yung A ko at 9. So, pareho silang may square root. Tanggalin na natin. So, 13 equals A squared plus 9. Lipat natin yung 9 sa left side. Magiging 13 minus 9 equals A squared. Ano ba yung 13 minus 9? Magiging 4 na lang. a squared. So ang a natin, dalawa yung possible values. It's either positive o kaya negative 2. So dalawa yung sagot natin para kay a. Pwede nating i-check kung ang a ay positive 2, ano yung magnitude? Or ano yung modulus pala? Modulus. So 4 plus 9, square root of 13 pa rin. Pag negative naman, ganun pa rin, naka-square naman. Negative 2 quantity squared, that is 4 plus 9 square root of 13 pa rin. Okay? Now, let's proceed to the properties of modulus. Okay. Number 1, yung square ng modulus, this is just equal to, let's say z is a complex number. Okay? Then, yung square ng modulus ng complex number z, equal lang yan sa product ng z and yung conjugate nila. And ano ba yung product ng z and yung conjugate nila? Okay? Mula na dun sa property na diniscuss natin doon sa conjugate, this is equal to x squared plus y squared. Assuming na yung z natin is equal to x plus i y. Okay? Now, number 2, another property is the product. How about the modulus of the product of two complex numbers? This is simply equal to the product of the modulus of these two complex numbers. Okay? So, third property, ganun din sa quotient. Kapag kinuha mo yung modulus nung quotient ng two complex numbers, kukunin mo lang yung modulus ng bawat isa tapos ipag-divide mo sila. So, same lang din. Okay? And then sa number 4, let's say i-square natin yung modulus ng z, parang kamukha ng number 1. Pero dito, yung square na to, pwede natin ipasok sa loob. Okay? So, this is the same as modulus of the square of that complex number. Okay? Now, I'm not planning to prove 2 to 4, but I want to show number 1. Okay? So, let's prove number 1. Okay. So, madali lang naman yung proof nito. I-let natin na yung z is equal to x plus iy. Then, kung yung z ay x plus iy, kunin natin yung modulus niya, that is simply square root of x squared plus y squared, right? Now, pag in-square natin both sides, that is, naka-square to, magiging x squared plus y squared na lang. Okay? And, kapag natanggal yung x, yung square root, x squared plus y squared na lang yung natira, gamitin natin yung property. Pang ilang property yung sa conjugate, no? Diniscuss natin, I think, pang 7. Okay, property 7 of the conjugate or complex conjugate. So, ang mangyayari, itong x squared plus y squared plus z, x squared plus y squared, this is simply equal to z times z bar. So, yun na. Nakuha na kagad natin yung number 1. So, ganun lang siya kasimple, no? Okay, so kayo bahala, no? Pwede kayo mag-let also ng kung ano man yung z1 natin, z2. Let's say z1 is a plus ib, and then z2 is c plus id. And then, imamanipulate mo lang hanggang sa mapalabas mo itong z1. Product ng modulus of z1 and z2. Okay, so ganun lang kasimple yung proving ng ating property. So para sa next topic, i-discuss naman natin yung distance between 2 points.